What I'm about to tell you happened yesterday, March 20th, but probably had its beginnings back during the Spanish-American War in 1898. But yesterday it included pirate treasure hunters and explosives and corrupt harbor police, Philippine Coast Guard, Philippine National Police Maritime Group, the Philippine National Police Special Action Force in rubber boats with automatic weapons. It included kidnapping, detention. It was a long day, but it was interesting. A friend of mine on a routine dive from San Quentin discovers frantic activity on the bottom. Somebody's excavating a wreck, probably from the same era, the Spanish-American War. This one, obviously a wooden wreck, something previously unknown in this area. They've discovered it and started to salvage it. You can see they're after the metal. Pieces of the anchor chain still showing where they've cut it off. Huge spikes being cleaned away so they can be taken. A huge mass of coral encrusted anchor chain already roped and ready to go to the surface. It'll be tied to drums, lifted off the bottom using air, and then dragged away using the salvage team's boat. This is highly illegal. They are raping this 116-year-old wreck for the bits of salvageable metal they might be able to find. When the illegal treasure hunters are discovered above the wreck,
go around them.
We are happy to see that the harbor police are already on scene. However, it seems that the harbor police are protecting them rather than apprehending them. You can see the salvage team working here in the water, the divers. They're working on air supplied from the surface. You can see his hose as he flaps it around, the air coming out. More divers in the water. And down on the bottom, frantic work. You can see the air coming to the surface. The harbor patrol, the police, with their faces covered, trying to block anyone from stopping the salvage work. Why would they do that?
Okay, officers, can you tell me your names? Back up. Tell me your names, please.
Concealing their identities.
Go look right alongside.
Still trying to stop anybody from interfering with the salvage operations. However, look in the background. The boat approaching, the cavalry is coming. Harbor Patrol, the police, decide it's time for them to go. The pirate salvage team also decides it's time to go, but it's too late for them. Special Action Force has apprehended them. They'll be taken to shore for mug shots and unfortunately released to do this again another day and probably dynamite fishing as well. Time to go back out and get more photographic evidence from the wreck site for the Coast Guard and the National Museum, but again intercepted by the harbor police. We get around them and get in the water. You can see where the salvage team has left their pry bars. They are ripping the wreck apart, probably starting with dynamite, blasting the coral apart, and then ripping apart the wooden frames with crowbars. We're not sure what they're looking for. This is probably just an old Spanish warship. This is most likely a cannon. Difficult to say until the coral is removed. Timbers strewn about. This wreck was buried for 100 years. Now it's just being torn apart for the bits of metal that they can salvage and sell. old crowbar made from a spline shaft. A hole that's been dug right through the hull of the vessel into the seabed. We're not sure what they could possibly be looking for. You can see blasted corals, the area just ripped apart. Piles of ballast stone that have been removed from the bottom of the wreck so they can salvage it. This, probably an old stove. The salvers have ripped it apart, thinking it might be a treasure chest, perhaps. But of course, there's nothing there. Ropes tied to everything, ready for lifting. The rope that the salvage team had frantically cut in their escape leads to the surface. But unfortunately, there's a rope attached to our boat as well. Armed harbor police have kidnapped us without cause, and we are forced to accompany them to whatever destination they choose. The keys have been seized from our boat. We are powerless. Warships sit peacefully by, but we are being taken to the office of the harbor police, not knowing our fate. We are even afraid our cameras will be seized. We wait in detention for the Coast Guard that will come and free us. I'm sure this is not the end of the story. I'm telling it now, so others will know in case something goes wrong.